Welcome back to BSRTV. It's the second race of the evening from Brands Hatch here in England, and it's the British Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath and Alex Simpson for this one, and I'll bring Alex in this time. Andreas Katz won the first round. Mate, how can he do in this race from the reverse grid?
Well, his 15th is not too bad, I guess. That's the one thing that he's got going on his side, and always what the last race's victor hopes for is to see that number 15 pop up on the old magic dice there. So if he gets a good start, maybe picks up, two, maybe let's say about 5 places on the opening lap, I think he could have a good run this time. His pace out front was really quick, but it just depends whether or not he beats Field. I think it was off the line as well, because nothing separating those two, and that could be as I'm just watching carnage unfair in front of me.
Team Carnage weren't even, although they were involved. There we go. Well, Adam, I know how it feels to get the reverse grid pole, and the man who's on pole is Jim Flanagan, and EOR. Well, they've had a bit of a checkered history, haven't they, of these front row starts?
Yeah, I think my mind goes back to Watkins Glen last season, where 2 of their cars were knocking 7 bells out of each other for the entire race, and that was probably the reason why they ended up finishing 7th in the standings. But they've got
Summit as well. Summit was a pole.
Oh yeah, I remember one of them flying into the trees at the end. Well, they've got 2 of their cars on the front row for this second race, and hopefully they have words with each other before the green lights go on and keep it clean through those opening 2 corners at least.
Well, the trees aren't as easily reached here, Adam, so I don't reckon we're going to have as much of a problem as what we had before. Alex, who's his tip for the win, mate? You've got the reverse 15. Who's in a good position here?
Oh, I reckon Slomensky might make his way up through the grid. He's, what's he, in 11th place? I reckon he's going to be good for a victory, I think, in this second round.
Go for Baker, Adam. Who's your money on?
I'm going to go for the underdog. I'm going to say Ashley Blake Hood will take the victory in this race.
Ace, didn't he? So, in race 1, as we see these cars about to line up on the grid, we have 33 of them. Oh, there are 39, I think, entries for the championship. Only 40, so we wait to see a full grid. But here at Brands Hatch, the grid of 33. As the reds are rising, then EOR on the front row. Green light is on, and Flanagan gets away well. Oh, there's carnage at the back. That's Jay Wright, and and all the oh goodness me,
Bond's off. Laura Bond is off in a big way, and
all the ABR cars crashed in one go.
Down into Druids. Look who's in second place. Is that David Baker?
No, he's off in the gravel.
Yes, Janowski. Yes,
that's where Baker's ended up, in the gravel at Druids. No major damage, but a bit of a messy start, and there's a safety car.
There's an Elite Martini car off in a big way, and I think that's the reason why we got it. It's blocking the track.
Yeah, it might have been Laura Bond. Oh, and there's carnage with one of the Team Carnage cars. I think Laura's car might be undrivable, and that's why she's having some trouble there. But Alex, I don't know if we can go back and have a look at that from the point of view of Laura Bond, or even one of the ABR cars. I think a few of them were in trouble.
Just having a quick look at the replay now, just to see if we can pick up on all the different little crashes.
So Kevin Noon was in a lot of bother off the start. In fact, it was he who got together with Laura Bond. Laura came through a gap. Kevin moved over. He didn't see the Elite Martini car, I wouldn't have thought. And
yeah, spinners everywhere. There's actually there's probably 5 or 6 separate incidents there at that start as well, because someone off straight away in the background.
No, it wasn't Laura, was it? It was Paul Smith. Paul Smith in the Lugnuts car. Sorry about that. I just saw the pink. But Paul Smith and oh goodness.
Yeah,
all
a lot.
sorts.
Yeah.
And then, of
ABR
course,
cars everywhere.
And then the back straight as well, yeah. So there's a lot of different little individuals going on there. Someone's blown an engine. Who was that blew an engine? I think that might be Simon Field, I think it is. I think it's Field's blown his engine, so he's going to be done for no matter, regardless of the fact there's a safety car. So
one of the EOR cars is done for as well. Dan Blake's blown an engine. least it's on its way to being blown. Yeah, some big problems there for these guys early on in this race. And though again, you know, Paul Smith had some contact with Kevin Noon in the last race, Adam, and here coming off the grid. Really nobody's fault, but again, a poor start for him.
Yeah, it was loads of different incidents all happening at once. It sort of reminded me of the 94 German Grand Prix, but I think in the end what sealed it was that we had two cars stuck with blown engines on the front straight, and I think you really have to call a safety car for that, as the lights are out and we are going green this time, Andrew.
Here we are indeed. Jim Flanagan's leading them round through clearways. Is he gonna just boot it?
He's gone. He's gone. No, he's not. Or is he? Yeah, he's going now. He's pulsed. Yeah, now he's gone. Now he's gone. He's playing chicken with them. Green flag. We're back underway, and Janowski's right on it.
Janowski, and round the outside is one of the Peter Newman, Steve Burke of Peter Newman Media around the outside, and you can see behind them is James Gehagen, who's dropped a couple of places. Pete Newman himself is side by side with Ashley Blake Hood. There was a tiny bit of contact there. Newman's under pressure from his teammate Dan Kraft as well. Very strong performance by these guys. They've got 3 cars right up in the top 7.
Yeah, Ashley Blake Hood getting a lesson here in the BSRTC as we head through the bend up towards clearways. He ran a bit wide there, but he managed to hold on to his 5th place. It's all action here on the first lap back after greens. Ashley Blake Hood still in 5th, but Jim Flanagan is only 0.3 of a second ahead of Janowski as we come over the line for the first time.
Yeah, indeed he is, and but he's pulling a slight gap on Janowski. One of the rare situations, Adam, to have 4 cars, these Peter Newman Media cars, there's 4 of them in the top 11. That's almost unheard of in BSRTC.
Yeah, they seem to be the new team of consistency. They finished 2nd, of course, in the championship last season, and they almost had a shot at beating Lugnuts to it, but sadly they couldn't do it last season. But as you were saying, Andrew, they're now practically all of them inside the top 10 as we head through another lap. Janowski all over the place. He's surely going to be under pressure now from Stephen Burke as we head through clearways. In fact, Burke, I wouldn't be surprised if he was giving Janowski a nudge there as we headed through the final corner. He's definitely got a good run on the Lugnuts car now.
Set him up well. If he goes to the inside, he's going to tighten Paddock Hill bend up for himself, but slight movement across the line by Janowski, but really close. Brave driving by Stephen Burke to try and get down the inside. And yeah, he got a good run through Paddock, but he's not going to be close enough this time into Druids.
Yeah, it's hard to get the cut back done through Paddock Hill Bend because of the elevation, really, as we head down towards Graham Hill Bend. James Gehagen, who I believe started in on the front row of the grid, he's now down to 4th place. Dan Kraft is now being shown in the pits, so the season runner-up in Season 7 is not having a good race too as we head through down to clearways. And it's that Flanagan's their contact for the lead. I don't know what was going on there. I think Flanagan got caught up with one of the Elite Martini cars. Smolensky would be him, wouldn't it? They're now side by side, Flanagan and Janowski over the line side by side. And look at this, 3 wide. Oh my goodness, this is not going to go well.
Down the inside, he's a maniac. He's done it.
Well, Stephen Burke takes the lead, and Janowski's going to come back on in about 5th place. Well, what happened there?
Well, Ashley Blake Hood up the inside.
I've seen a move in the British Touring Car Championship where they went 3 wide across the line, and that ended in tears as well. So 3 into 1 doesn't go, as they say.
I'll have a quick look at that again while we see. Oh yeah, it's not going to work for Stephen Burke at all. But he has the lead, and I've seen Smolensky do that in the past, but yeah, Steve Burke's not immune to a bit of contact as well, so he gets into the lead there. But it's the 2 AOR cars, and Gehagen, after he went down to 4th or 5th, is actually moving forward towards the lead again as the car comes out of the pits right in the middle of the trouble.
Yeah, that was Dan Kraft, and now he's going to have to get out of the way, Dan. Oh, that's going to cause a lot of traffic going into Druids Bend. That's one of the EOR cars going around the outside, and he's desperately trying to get out of the way of all of these cars. I think one of the Team Carnage cars on the grass there trying to get out of the way.
I know this is one of the tracks, Adam, sorry to interrupt you, where Dan Kraft, he can still get good points if he hurries up, and if he stays within that 2-lap buffer, he will score points. But it's very difficult when the whole field's coming past at such a short rate of time. And Stephen Burke now coming under pressure from Flanagan. I wonder if Flanagan's going to have a dive.
No, he
Thinks
doesn't.
of it. Carbon disc glowing.
Yeah, Flanagan seems to have the better car at the moment. I don't know whether.
Oh, he's
Stephen
going for
Burke
it. He's going.
down the inside. Oh, but Burke gives him a wide berth and they don't make contact. I wonder if Burke sustained a little bit of damage after that contact with Janowski.
No contact between those two at least.
Down towards Graham Hill Bend. And will Flanagan get the cutback? No, in fact he's almost now under fire from Pete Newman. Behind Pete Newman, we're having a great second race as we head through this left-hand one up towards Clearways, and Blake Hood watching behind in the background as well. Flanagan all over the place.
On the grass.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a slowdown penalty for that. In fact, I think he might have. Andrew, yes, he has. He's backing off now. That was definitely four wheels over the grass.
Dan Hunt, Janowski, Katz, they're all going through. Then he might be victim to Laidler and Field. Then you've got Ellis Stevens, David Baker, Rob Plumley, Dan Craft and Robert Fagg all behind him.
Ashley Blake Hood up into third place, so newcomer to the championship up into a podium position. But look at all that cars behind. I think that's one of the Pete Newman cars still trying to slot back into position. And in fact, who's that going off? That's James Gahagan. He's gone wide. He's coming back onto the track, and that's allowed Dan Hunt up into fourth place.
Dan Hunt in fourth. That's tight between Janowski and Gahagan. Gahagan started on the front row. He wants to try and get on the podium here, and he shoves Janowski out of the way. Look at Katz up the inside now, through Clearways, down into the middle. Oh, big contact, massive contact.
That's Katz, and that's Janowski.
Back onto the track.
Oh no! That was John Roberts. John Roberts now facing the wrong way in the middle of the pack.
Always John.
Yeah.
Oh, what happens? Poor old John just seems to get involved. Through no fault of his own there. Alex, that was carnage, wasn't it?
Yeah, complete and utter. I mean, managed to catch it all live as well. So
Battle for the lead as well.
it looked like a bit of netcode or something. Got kind of morphed the cars together and then it just spat each other out there. So yeah, terribly unlucky and not quite sure how that would have looked from the driver's point of view.
Here comes Blake Hood.
Blake Hood with a little tap. He's been impressive, Alex. First race of the season. It's always difficult in the new championship, isn't it, to get up to speed, but he's doing well.
Yeah, looked good in the last race as well. Was very patient and didn't do any sort of rash moves or anything like that. And it's being rewarded here, and yeah, let's keep an eye on him on this one, because I get the feeling he's just waiting to see what happens between these two ahead.
Yeah, Flanagan, Adam. Well, we know Flanagan and Burke aren't immune to a bit of contact, are they? So, in fact, I don't know if there's one driver in BSRTC who isn't, to be honest.
Yeah, and Dan Hunt is trying to get past Blake Hood as well. Blake Hood, my prediction for the race win. He seems to be making good on that at the moment, moving up through the field up into third place, but he's now under pressure from Dan Hunt going into Clearways. This is going to be a test on Blake Hood to see if he can cope with the hard action that happens in the BSRTC. Out of the final corner and down to the front straight, he's definitely going to have to defend now from the Oculus car.
Yeah, there's only 5 seconds between the top 12 as Dan Hunt goes to the outside, but Ashley Blake Hood takes the inside through Paddock Hill. Saves the position, but actually Hunt's through, is he?
Yep, down the inside, and he is clear. Blake Hood runs a bit wide, but that's now Dan Hunt up into third place.
Still good driving though, he didn't force anything. He knows that there might be places for him to gain later on. As you can see, this battle, look at these two Peter Newman mini cars are going to go side by side through his fast left-hander.
Yeah, Simon Field up into Clearways in fifth place now. Sixth is Pete Newman. So out of the final corner, and it's anyone's guess behind one of the Elite Martini cars involved. Coming over.
Ellis there.
Ellis
Baker
Stevens.
side by side almost. Alex Baker's fighting his way through again.
Yeah, he's given himself quite a tall order, I have to say, these couple of races, but he's doing a reasonable job just making sure he scores consistent points, which I think is important. You know, if you're going to have a bad race, you just need to score and chalk up as many points as you possibly can. And he didn't win all that many races last season. You don't have to win the championship. Consistency matters.
Was it 3 races he won, Adam? Maybe even 2?
Ellis Stevens, yeah, he won 2 races last season.
Baker.
Oh, Baker, yeah, Baker won about 3 races, I think, last season.
Oh, and he's hit Stevens. I'll tell you what, these guys are so skilled to be so close together. I was going to say without contact, that didn't happen, did it? One of these, Plumley's round, and Robert Fagg, I think it was that hit him.
Battle for the lead again, Andrew, up towards.
We don't know where to look. It's Druids.
Everyone was checking up there on the brakes as a result of Stephen Burke just moving across in front of Jim Flanagan. Ashley Blakehood rubbing his hands here. You can probably sense a race victory through the left-hander. This is surely going to end in tears.
Burke, Flanagan, Hunt, Blakehood, Field, Newman, Laidler, Gahagan, Stevens and Baker. That's all the top 10. And they're within 5 seconds as there's contact as Hunt trying to force his way through in clearways. But again, Adam, you said before, it's going to be a pretty hefty whack to get the place there.
Yeah, and look who's in 5th place. That is Simon Field. He's now joining the party as well. Over the line, 11 laps to go. Dan Hunt going to try and go around the outside of Flanagan into the first corner. He's going to get the cut back, surely. No, that's close. Will Flanagan move over just in time? Yes, he does. Up to Druids Bend, and Blake Hood's looking vulnerable from Simon Field. Late on the brakes by Jim Flanagan. Round the Druids Bend and down towards Graham Hill Bend as well. And they all slot back into position. That was close there. This is allowing Stephen Burke to pull away though. Half a second gap.
It is. Oh, goodness me. Simon Field very nearly hit Ashley Blakehood there. Alex, tremendous action though for the win.
Yeah, this pack really hasn't broken apart much all race, so it's great to see this, and I can't call who's going to win this one at this point.
Who's got the advantage at this point? I mean, is Stephen Burke in the right place on this tight, twisty track?
Well, you want to take track position over anything, I think, at this point. So many different little battles going on there that you're out front, you can just do your own thing.
Flanagan defending once again, and Blake Hood is having to do the same as well. Flanagan just manages to stop the car going into Druids. I thought he was going to be running wide. Dan Hunt is still all over the back of him, and look, even more cars are joining the party as well. Pete Newman in 6th and Russell Laidler in 7th. We've now got a 7-car train for the lead.
Oh, somebody's very wide there out of Graham Hill, almost onto that runoff area, onto the escape road up there. That was Simon Field.
Hunt's off.
Oh, he's gone big time.
Yeah, he put 2 wheels on the grass, and that was the end of his battle for the lead. So it's now Flanagan in 2nd, and Ashley Blakehood up into 3rd place. Let's see if he can now close in on the Team EOR car in front of him.
Yeah, Blakehood relatively undamaged there. Hasn't made any contact with anything. He's got the chance to get through on Flanagan. Is he going to risk a move into Druids? But the problem is, it's very, it's one of the Team Carnage cars is a lap down, getting out of the way.
He's him round.
He's off.
That was Ashley Blakehood.
He's not made any contact with anyone. And now Blakehood up into 2nd. And,
it's Field
back down to 3rd. Field moved up at the same time.
Oh, Field got through, okay.
So it's Peter Newman 1-2 if I'm very much mistaken.
And 4, is that?
Yeah, 1, 2 and 4.
Yeah. Dan Kraft still running in 22nd place. He'll probably score points for that, but not many. Still only a couple of seconds between the top 6. Russell Laidler's there as well for ABR.
What a great second race here. 8 laps to go up towards Druids Bend. That's Newman looking down the inside of Blakehood. Can't get the move done.
Russell Laidler round the outside of Druids. He almost made it stick.
Yeah, he did. That was almost a good move there by Laidler, and I wonder what's going to happen now between Stephen Burke and Simon Field. Will Field back the pack up, because it's now a Peter Newman Media 1-2, and it's this early stage of the season where the points are critical. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen now, as we're going to get 7 laps to go when we get to the line.
And the team owner's in 4th place as well. He want a piece of it as well. I don't know if he want to do any team owners at this point. Surely he will, though. If he can get through on Ashley Blakehood, which he looks like he's going to try and do, then his team will be in the rare position. Possibly, Adam, I don't know, you'll have to check. Has a team got a 1-2-3 finish before in this series?
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened before in recent memory.
Newman.
Down the inside, he's done him.
He's going to make it happen for his team.
Yes, he does. And now Ashley Blakehood's going to be under pressure from Laidler. So we have a piece of Newman Media 1, 2, 3 at the moment.
Can't imagine they'll be giggling away in mumble like a group of little schoolgirls. They'll be so excited to have this 1-2-3, but there's still 7 laps to go, Alex. Anything could happen as Blakehood's looking lively and he's punted Newman in clearways.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get a little run here, so Newman's going to have to do it again, perhaps, or try and hold it round the outside here.
He's surely going to be hung out to try. Yeah, he's surely going to be hung out to try because Laidler slots back behind, so Blakehood through into 3rd, Andrew.
He is indeed, but Newman's up the inside. And he is there. Newman's going to try again into Druids.
Side by side.
Blakehood out to dry, is he? Blakehood, does he still have the overlap into Graham Hill Bend? I think he does.
Danny
Newman's
inside.
going to try the outside line, and they do get through too wide, and just about Newman
Three
makes
wide
it.
nearly.
Oh!
That was nearly
They're
three
not going
wide
to make
there.
it through here, though. We're going to turn right now.
Danny inside goes Blake Hood, and he's all over the grass.
Might get a slow down, big contact, and he's
Two
off.
wheels. Two wheels
Blake
in the air.
Hood is off.
And that's, well, that was the end of that. The
But
chat-
Russell Laidler's here, and he's not giving up on this podium finish. Alex Laidler is going to force his way through if he can. Club driver in a Volkswagen, normally he's in a Kia today.
Yeah, I have to say, we know how good Laidler is. Peter Newman's certainly going to have his hands full for the remaining 5 laps of this race.
Baker keeping a watchful eye in 5th place as well, and Dan
Hunt's
Hunt,
there now as well.
yeah, recovering after his trip through the gravel. He's up into 6th place. The car looking a lot worse for wear as we head through Graham Hill Bend. Gap between the top two though, still 3/10 of a second, but the main battle we are watching is for 3rd place between Pete Newman, Russell Laidler, David Baker and Dan Hunt. The battle seems to have settled down for now, but I'm sure it's going to be revving up in a few laps' time, Andrew.
I don't think the battle for the lead's settled down. I think Simon Field wants this over his new teammate.
Oh, he had a look there down the straight, and it's
Them
interesting.
fanning out down that main straight, Adam. They're really looking to put some hurting on Pete Newman, but he's doing a good job of defending it so far. As through the gravel goes both of them. Is
Down
Newman
inside.
now vulnerable to Laidler? Is Laidler going to throw
Yes,
it
he
inside
is.
the Druids? He's not close enough though to keep that. Yeah, to make that stick, is he?
Side by side down towards Graham Hill Bend. We were too wide last time around. Are we going to go too wide again? Yes, we are.
Well, that was good from Pete Newman, but I think Laidler's bouncing off the runoff area. Newman's going to go through.
Oh no, and Baker surely will be able to get a run on him as well into clearways. No, he doesn't. Russell Laidler managing to keep the car composed after that trip through the air.
Amazing stuff. Really, really amazing. Alex, who's going to come out on top in this 3rd place battle, do you think?
I've got no idea. I'm thinking, it could be anyone. Dan Hunt.
Side by side, Ellis. It was there were 2 cars side by side at one point. I think it was Robert Fagg and James Gehagen for 9th and 10th. Reverse grid at the moment. Jay Wright, Colin Steele, Paul Smith, Robert Plumley, Robert Graham, and Eckhart von Glan. But it's not them that we need to focus on. It's Stephen Burke, Simon Field, Pete Newman for that team. Peter Newman Media.
Laidler went a bit deep into Graham Hill Bend and lost him a few Ks down the straight towards the clearways now. Hard on the brakes, Pete Newman just keeping it on the apex. Out of the final corner, down the pit straight. We're going to get 2 laps to go, so white flag next time around. Laidler has got the straight line speed, he's got the toe. All he needs to do is try and get past and find a gap. Baker looking to the outside, in towards Paddock Hill Bend now. Newman as the inside line, and that's now allowed Baker the opportunity to try and get past Laidler as we head up to Druids.
Lovely driving from Newman through Paddock Hill. And through clearways on the previous lap. He's got a little bit wide through the exit of Druids. Just excuse me.
And out of Graham Hill Bend, the Hunt's nearly running into the back of Baker as we head through. And they're all going to go off. Dan Hunt goes very wide there.
That might be a slow down.
Yeah, might be. Only he's lost a few tenths anyway to the cars in front. We are coming round now to start the final lap. It's 0.2 of a second between Burke and Field, and it's 0.2 of a second between the top 2 as well. White flag in the air in this epic second race of the evening in the BSRTC.
Now then, Pete Newman's involved in the battle for 3rd. Is he gonna impose team orders from this position? I don't know if he's thinking about that. He's thinking about not crashing his car, getting it to the finish, and his team's going to take the 1, 2, 3. It looks like, as Laidler having another look through Druids. This time it doesn't make it work. David Baker's there as well, reigning champion. He's going to look and see if he can get through into clearways. But it's going to be, Adam, a historic race for Pete Newman Media, surely at this point.
Yeah, I think that's all Laidler can do. Yes, it is. It looks like it's going to be a 1, 2, 3. Side by side, but I think it's going to be Stephen Burke. Yes, it is. Stephen Burke will take the 2nd race win here at Brands Hatch Indy.
Wow. What a job, Alex, from Pete Newman Media there.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad that they done it actually in the end there. I didn't try and put the mockers on them by calling that out earlier on, but it's always good to make a little bit of history, and we're just watching these guys now doing a bit of a victory lap, and they fully deserve it because that's some epic racing to get where there was, and Pete, just amazing defending driving there.
Yeah, because he lost that place, didn't he, Adam? And then he won it back in Druids.
Yeah, and I don't know how many lead changes we had during that race, but it was truly awesome. Where would Jim Flanagan, the pole position guy, finish in the end? He finished in 13th place. And other people that were at the front, Ashley Blake Hood, he finished in 7th. So
Flanagan did get punted though, didn't he?
Yeah, as did Janowski. Janowski finished in 24th, 1 lap down. So quite a few incidents to look back on after this race.
Well done to Martin Brandon. He got his first points as well. For 26th, just 1 lap down. Steve Richardson as well there, 25th. Katz was 23rd in the end. Boys, that was not a good result for him. I think he had some trouble at the start, but go through that quickly. Stephen Burke won from Simon Field. Pete Newman was 3rd. Russell Laidler 4th for ABR. That's actually ABR's possibly their best result ever. David Baker in 5th, Daniel Hunt in 6th, Ashley Blake Hood in 7th, Ellis Stevens 8th, Robert Fagg 9th, a good return from him, James Gehagen 10th, Alec Ertas 11th, he went forwards this time instead of backwards, only finished 7 seconds behind the leader, Laura Bond in 12th, a good recovery after a contact on the first lap, Jim Flanagan, pole position man 13th, Steve Walker 14th, Robert Plumley, we saw him going off the track at one point, 15th. Paul Smith in 16th. 17th for Graham, Robert Graham. Colin Steele in 18th. Jay Wright 19th. And Eckhart von Glan 20th. Alex, all those 6 guys, they're all eligible for the reverse grid. Before we do that, should we have a look at the incident where Stephen Burke took the lead for the first time?
Yeah, I thought we'd also have a very, very quick chat with Peter Newman as his team's made history. You have a quick word with him, and I'll bring up the replay.
So Pete Newman now joins us in the commentary box. Congratulations on 1, 2, 3 in the second race of the evening here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, hi guys. Yeah, that's incredible. That I'm really pleased for Steve. Thanks Simon as well, because he definitely had the pace and just acted as a little roadblock there. I didn't quite have the pace. I got a black flag slow down penalty, and that dropped me back down the order again. Luckily, a few crashes ahead of me, and I think it was James Gehagen who I made a pass at the inside of, who I'd like to apologise to, because I made him spin a little bit. He dropped back a couple of positions, but nobody likes to overtake, like that. So sorry to him, but yeah, great result for the team nonetheless.
Adam, did we find out whether that is the first 1, 2, 3 or not?
I think it probably is, and if it isn't, then it's probably the first 1, 2, 3 in a long time. I mean, Pete, we saw you finish 9th in the standings in season 6, move up to 2nd last season. Do you think this finally the season where you can challenge for the title?
Well, yeah, hopefully. I mean, it was great to be up there last year. I mean, last season, sorry, it caught me a little bit unawares. I wasn't really aware of it till the last couple of races. This time, obviously, I feel I've got a lot better pace than I have been going from strength to strength. So, who knows? If as a team, I'd like to do well. That's my priority. Seeing Steve get his first wins, really good. It's almost as good as a win to me. So hopefully my one will come. And interestingly, actually, we're going to start a little star mechanism on the graphics. Hope everyone likes the new graphics, by the way. And what we're going to do for each race win, a driver will get a star. So everyone on my team's got a star apart from me.
Oh dear. Well, hopefully you can make that happen, maybe in race 3. Interestingly, if the full reverse grid gets taken, then your cars will start all together, all 4 of them. So that might be the first time that's ever happened as well. But Pete, congratulations. Well done for yourself for the podium. And go and get ready for race 3.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, guys.
Peter Newman there, and are we now ready to look at that collision?
Yeah, just remind me what lap it was on again. I'm struggling to find it.
Was it the collision between Janowski,
Burke and Janowski, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 wide.
It was lap 5. Was it lap 5? No, wait a minute. Lap 7, Alex. Very start of lap 7.
Right, I think I might have it here.
Don't think there was. I think he got on the grass, Adam, to be honest. But I still don't think there was ever room there. But
Yep.
he touched the grass, didn't he?
Yeah, we're just having a look at it now. Then, yeah, you can see how close they got. 3 wide.
it's very reminiscent of a British touring car collision. I remember there a few years ago. I think it was between Jason Plato and I think it might have been Dave Newsham or someone like that. Down the inside, and just puts a wheel on the grass, and that's going to move the car into Janowski, and then he's off.
Dean trying desperately to avoid Janowski once he hits the grass, but to be honest, Janowski acted as the perfect break for him.
I also think perhaps Janowski could have given him a little bit of extra room. Could have seen what was going on. He'd clearly got ahead at that point as well, and could have,
could have chopped him really.
Well, yeah, I know there's, he doesn't have to or anything like that. But I just think for the sake of knowing that he was about to get smashed into, if he'd have given extra car's width, he might have actually got away with that without losing as many places as he did. So,
or he could have blocked the track completely. I hear you.
Yeah. It's a tricky one to say, but
can't really blame. I suppose it's difficult to blame the guy who went up flying through the gravel, but but there are ways he could maybe have prevented the contact. But it was interesting because Burke took the lead and he never relinquished that. Alex, is that? You feel quite guilty winning a race like that, or is that just one of those things in touring cars that you just accept is going to happen from time to time?
Yeah, no way. Not in this series. We've seen that sort of move so many times, and the guys know that there's a bit of rubbing involved in this series, and if you can't handle it, then this isn't the series for you. So
that's true.
a win under that, certainly not going to take anything away from it. He did that on lap 7 and was under a lot of pressure from different drivers throughout that race as well, and still held on to it. So fully deserved.
Fantastic drive.
Fully deserved from Buck.
Adam, we saw the safety car as well. Do we think there could be one in race 3?
I think it's almost a certainty. I'm sure for this race, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a traffic jam going into Drew's. We've got a capacity grid, and we've got all the drivers trying to prove themselves in this opening race meeting. So
we had that, didn't we, in season 6, I believe?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
Something similar in Druids, didn't we? Ashley Sutton going onto the grass, and 3 or 4 guys came a cropper.
Yeah, I think I remember that. So yeah, it's almost going to be a certainty, I do believe. But we've got a reverse grid to do to find out who's going to be on pole.
Yes, indeed, they'll be eagerly waiting. Otherwise, they won't be able to put the session up. Alex, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, I've done my 3 courtesy rolls on screen, so the pole position place is going to go to 18th.
So that is Colin Steele. So he'll go into pole position for race number 3 with Robert Graham alongside him, Paul Smith in 3rd, Robert Plumley in 4th, and Steve Walker in 5th place. Yeah,
that's not the first time that Colin Steele's been the recipient of the reverse grid pole as well. So good luck to him for race 3. And I tell you what, we're gonna shoot off, and we're gonna be back all that race 3 very shortly. So join us again. Congratulations again to Pete Newman Media for that race.